Hi, so I'm just coming on really briefly because somebody sent me a private message, and the question was, why do I suffer so much more with depression and feeling down in the winter? And I have a really good explanation for that, because I suffer from seasonal affective disorder. And what that means is that during the winter months, I end up feeling a little bit down. And just because I'm a psychotherapist and, a counsellor and a hypnotherapist, it doesn't mean to say that I don't suffer in the same way as everybody else sometimes. And certainly I recognised in myself a number of years ago that I suffer quite badly with SAD, seasonal affective disorder. And so probably what you are describing is the effects of seasonal affective disorder. And you hear people saying, oh, I suffer with SAD, but until you've experienced it, you really don't know how it feels. For me, it was starting to really affect me getting up in the morning. I really felt groggy. I felt down. It started my day off really badly, and I tended to carry that mood with me of not really properly being awake almost during sort of the rest of the day, and it was really making me suffer quite badly from feeling low and depressed. So I did some research and I discovered that it was because of something called the circadian rhythm. And what that is as biological creatures, we all sort of go to a 24-hour clock sort of system. But in ancient times, we wouldn't have had alarm clocks to get us up in the dark at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning. We would have naturally woken when we woke up and gone to sleep when it got dark. And the trigger for us to wake up was the sun coming up. So of course it goes against all of our biological instincts, if you like, to be dragging ourselves out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning in the winter when it's pitch dark until 7 o'clock. So how do you deal with that? Well, one, you recognise that you're not on your own with it. It's something that a high proportion of shift workers even get. It's a high proportion of the population in general get it in the winter, and there are a number of ways that you can deal with it. One of the ways that you can deal with it is by taking a high dose vitamin D supplement. So the lack of light in the daytime can make you deficient in vitamin D, and to be honest, we live in a country where we haven't got lots of sunshine on a daily basis anyway, so sometimes that can really adversely affect us. And British people in general, I think, if I can remember some of the statistics, are something like 70% more likely to have a vitamin D deficiency. So what I tend to do is in the winter months, between about sort of the end of September and the beginning of May, I take a high dose vitamin D tablet every day. The second thing I discovered was a sunrise alarm system, and what that is like a normal everyday morning alarm, except it's got a sort of a domed light on top. And what happens is about 20 minutes before I'm due to wake up, or the alarm's going to come on, a light gradually comes on very dimly at first, and then it comes up and up and up, and it ends up being that it brightens the room up remarkably to daylight. And I have noticed that ever since that I started using that a couple of years ago, my SAD symptoms are so much better. I would say probably good 70% better than they were before. So that is definitely something worth considering if you haven't already, getting one of those you know, sunrise lamp type systems built into a alarm system. And the other thing which I happened upon by chance was, you'll notice that I'm wearing a big thick woolly scarf, and that I discovered that I liked to wear scarves in the winter, obviously, because it was cold. But what was happening was, if I took the scarf off, I started to feel a bit depressed. So for the winter months, pretty much you'll see me wearing a scarf pretty much at all times. And that is just to keep my neck and my shoulders warm. And I find that when I do keep myself externally warm, I feel warmer on the inside. So, you know, there's no scientific evidence for that whatsoever at all, but actually something that I found really, really effective. So get yourself a nice warm scarf as well. But, you know, do realise, I'll reiterate again, that you're not the only person that this is happening to. You know, so many people in this country suffer with some form of seasonal affective disorder, and it's, you know, about coping mechanisms, recognising that you're not on your own with it, you know, and if you do need to speak to anybody about it because you are feeling extra down, then obviously, you know, contact somebody like me. Because we can do things and talk you through things, you know, other things as well that might help. So I hope that that answers your question, and you know, I'd love to hear from all of you who are watching this, and, you know, leave your comments below about how you cope in the winter months, because actually that might open the question even more, and we might get some more ideas of you know, other people's suggestions as to how you would cope in the winter. So anyway, I have got to dash. Busy life as always, and I'll look forward to speaking to some of you soon. Take care. Bye.